Hello. Okay. So hi, my name is Rosie, and during university I was part of a sanitation project called SanEco, and then later founded my own social enterprise tackling tungiasis, neglected tropical disease, through another social enterprise. And with me today is Yaz. Do you want to give a wave? Yaz, who's currently on SanEco, and Dylan from Soul Support. And these projects have now inspired me to study a master's at London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. So that's kind of my involvement in global health. It's been quite quick compared to most of people here who've been in global health for a very long time. So we all know these really horrible big numbers, and the person just spoke, and we see all these numbers all the time. But I think one thing I've learned is that in my experience in these projects, we need to not be so scared by these massive numbers and try to think of the people behind the numbers, get to know the community where diarrheal disease affects so many people, and that's how you can create the best intervention methods to try and reduce these numbers. But I think one of the main things which I was struck by in my experience, and my quite short experience in global health, is that is the sustainability of the project. Quite often, when communities are given a handout, it sets up a dependency culture. And I think one aspect of sanitation is to move away from this dependency culture. As once this handout has finished, the community is back to square one. So where the products I have worked on in SanEco and Soul Support, we not only provide a product, but then we teach people in the community how to make these products. We teach education surrounding the hygiene and sanitation issues. These products, we then teach them how to create these products into a social enterprise, and therefore allowing them to have a sustainable income. So not only does this improve the sanitation, but it improves the communities where they're affected. So SanEco first started where a community on the edge of Lake Victoria, near Kisumu, contacted the team in the University of Southampton and asked for an intervention to stop open defecation in their community. And from here, the team learnt about the community and created a toilet which separates waste at the point of use to produce liquid and solid fertilizers. These products are made from 60% of recycled materials where appropriate, and are made to make sure that they are accessible to the most amount of people in the community. So the prices of each product are tried to keep as low as possible. And we have now learnt, you can see here this is Batsheba with her son outside one of our first ever toilets prototypes in Kissy. And from here we have learnt from these interventions, and for example, these toilets are now used as multi-cubicle toilets in schools to promote use and access, and also the fertilizer which is produced as a byproduct. From this first product, the range has increased as we work within the communities. So we have moved from composting toilets to reusable sanitary towels, and even a natural soap. And it's from working with the individuals in the community that we learn how best to produce these products. So if I could go back to the sustainability of the intervention, one of the things I was taught about when I was at university was someone said to me, imagine if your production team, sounds horrible, was hit by a bus. Would your project still be able to continue in that community? And I think that's one of the real impacts for success, is if your intervention will last for a long time, no matter if you're still there. People can work on the intervention and that they can sustainably grow themselves. They don't constantly need the input from us on the ground, that this should be the end goal for all products. So if I talk through the business model of SanEco, taking, for example, our sanitary towels, I can explain how the model works within the community. So SanEco is based in the University of Southampton, and we provide a microfinance loan to an NGO. And this NGO will select a group of entrepreneurs who are most needing a sustainable income. We will provide not only the microfinance loan, but the production packs, the education to complement the product, business education for how to run the product, and an enterprise license. These entrepreneurs will then make, for example, sanitary towels, which at the base level will produce them an income, and that will be a sustainable income. But not only from the making the, for the people that buy the sanitary towels, the girls will be able to go back to school. And for example, this is something which I found quite sad, is that girls in these communities where we have worked are often faced with a problem that either they can go to school with inadequate sanitary protection, or they'll actually stay at home and they'll miss school. So they miss out on 25% of their education. So just for one example, one of our products will allow these girls to regain back that 25% of lost education. Not only will these girls benefit from the product, but the communities will also benefit, as the education within the schools will then go back to the communities and the families and increase the education of both. So for example, not only do we have the struggle of creating an innovative technology or an innovative product for the community, creating a usable sanitary towel was quite hard, but that paled in comparison with talking to the community, trying to integrate a product, as it's a very delicate matter, especially something surrounding menstruation, opening up this conversation in a delicate manner, making sure that it's, like we said, you can have the best innovation in the world, but you need to make sure that people are actually using it. Once the entrepreneurs have started selling the product and making some profit, 20% of the profit will go back to SanEco each month. This is of their increased profit, so it's not to negatively impact the entrepreneurs at all. And once this loan is repaid, any further profits will go back to the NGO, who will then be able to set up new communities with entrepreneurs. So these businesses can expand between communities and communities. And we've seen this happen. We started off in one community, we're now in 3 different communities around Kisumu and up in Kisii, which is a bit further away. And as today is all about tackling SDG 6, we do hit SDG 6, but we use the SDGs in general as a platform to base our products and a framework to see how many we can hit and how we can make our products most sustainable and have the best impact. So you can see here, I think here we hit about 9 just with this one product, and that increases with a different product range. So yeah, as I said, we work in 3 different communities, and in that time we have provided education for about 7,000 local school children through some of these entrepreneurs going to local schools and teaching the school girls and boys about, for example, menstruation or puberty or the importance of hand washing. And this has been really, really fundamental in improving the uptake of the products and improving the use of the products and getting people aware of the issue of sanitation and how they can improve it within their community. It's also, as it's such a community-based project, people are quite often very keen to buy the products because they know that by buying this product, it's supporting not only someone in their community, but also in the long run, this will go to be able to allow another community to have another enterprise like this. So they know the benefits of this, not only just for themselves, but the wider community. So from my understanding of Soul Support from SanEco, my experience in the 2 years of both going to see the products in Kenya, working in the teams to develop them, I decided to take these teachings and apply it to a new product called Soul Support. So when I was out in Kenya the first time round, I noticed tongiasis, which is a neglected tropical disease. Some people don't even consider it a neglected tropical disease. It's so neglected. And there were lots of waste tyres, and I thought, it's done quite often, but creating tyre-based shoes. So one of the main issues with tongiasis is that the flea will burrow into an individual's foot, often children, and but more often than not in these communities, shoe prices are so extraordinarily high, and mothers cannot afford to keep putting their children in shoes as their feet just grow so rapidly, and for the many children which they have. And so children often don't have shoes, and they only get them once their feet have stopped growing. So using a social enterprise model, I created a shoe which had made from a recycled tyre base and a durable thick material upper, kind of like a tom. And this prevented jigger infection for school children. Oh, sorry, that's fine. No, this is the last slide now. So from here, this is quite a new product. It's only been running over the last couple of months, but has been very successful. We went out 2 months ago and got to model them. And saw the community response, which was very positive, and it just shows what can be done with quite a small team, combining sanitation with neglected tropical disease elimination. That's it.
Great.